Hey guys, Tom here, and today I'm bringing you my Raw review for this week. I really enjoyed Raw this week. Finally, it feels like we're on the road to WrestleMania. Roadblock was on Saturday. I felt like it was a bit of an inconvenience. It's really halted the momentum going into WrestleMania. But now that's out the way, it does truly feel like we are on the road to WrestleMania. This was a pretty good Monday Night Raw. This was worthy of WrestleMania season. It feels like we are just 3 weeks away from WrestleMania. That's exactly what we wanted to feel like. I really enjoyed this week's Monday Night Raw, so today I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on every single thing which happened on Monday Night Raw this week. I'm wearing a jumper, which was probably a pretty big mistake because I like to get heated in these Raw reviews. I get all hot and sweaty, so hopefully it isn't too bad. But here we go. So Raw this week started off really well. So we had the New Day coming out to kick off Monday Night Raw. So we didn't get any boring authority promo to start Raw this week. We got an amazing New Day promo. Everybody loves the New Day. I think 99% of people which watch WWE like the New Day. Love the New Day. So this was a fantastic way to start Monday Night Raw. So we got a promo from the New Day, and then we got a bloody championship match to kick off Monday Night Raw. It doesn't get much better than that. So it wasn't a boring 20-minute promo. We got a bloody championship match to start Monday Night Raw, and it was a good championship match. So I liked the match at the Roadblock pay-per-view between the New Day and Sheamus and King Barrett. I thought this match was even better than the Roadblock match where we had Rusev and Alberto Del Rio here against the New Day. This was a great match. What a way to start Monday Night Raw. Firstly, we get a promo from the New Day, which is hilarious. Then we get a great match, a championship match, and then we get a bloody, I don't know, what do we get? We get a bloody New Day win, so they retain their titles, which is absolutely awesome because the New Day are the WWE World. Yeah, this was awesome. I really like this match. Great way to start Monday Night Raw. It's great that the New Day retain their titles as well because there's no reason to take the belts off the New Day. Overall, I thought this was a fantastic way to start Monday Night Raw, and with the New Day winning with a roll-up, it's probably pretty likely we'll get the New Day against the League of Nations at WrestleMania. I'm not too sure I'm too happy about that. It doesn't really feel like a WrestleMania feud, but we've seen some great matches between the New Day and the League of Nations, so I'm not going to complain because we could have a great match at WrestleMania as well, but I thought this was a great way to start Monday Night Raw. Great to see the New Day retain, great to see a great match, awesome to start with a championship match on Monday Night Raw, so far we were doing good. And then we got a bloody Dean Ambrose segment, which was absolutely awesome. We were on an absolute roll on this week's Monday Night Raw. First a championship match, and then a Dean Ambrose promo. So he says he was pretty disappointed not to be standing there with the WWE Championship, and then Paul Heyman comes out with Brock Lesnar and cuts an absolutely brilliant promo about Paul Heyman is the only person stopping Brock Lesnar from attacking Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose gets out a bloody crowbar, Paul Heyman walks off backstage, and Brock Lesnar doesn't go with him. Brock Lesnar goes to the ring to go see what Dean Ambrose is doing, which was absolutely hilarious. It was so funny seeing Heyman walk off thinking Lesnar was following him, and he wasn't. Brock Lesnar heads to the ring, but sees this crowbar and thinks better of it and doesn't go in the ring, which is probably the best decision to make. But it would have been nice to see them have a little bit of a brawl in the middle of the ring, but we are still 3 weeks away from WrestleMania, so they didn't want to put all their eggs in one basket. They didn't want to spoil anything. Maybe we'll see them have a brawl next week, but we've got 3 weeks to go, so I wasn't really expecting a brawl because they're not going to give it all away so fast. There's a slow build-up to this. They've got a lot of weeks to do it. We'll probably see a brawl in the near future, but tonight, they didn't have to do it. I know people probably wanted to see them have a fight or something like that, but we're still 3 weeks away. They probably don't want to give it away too soon. We might get a brawl next week, but we didn't get one this week, which isn't too disappointing. I thought the promo itself was very, very good. Ambrose was very, very good on the mic as always. Paul Heyman was absolutely brilliant, and yeah, this is really building some great tension between Lesnar and Dean Ambrose. It feels a bit strange that 1 minute he's in a feud with Triple H, and now we're supposed to believe he's got his eyes set on Brock Lesnar all of a sudden. It's hard to kind of suspend your disbelief on that one, but I'm sure it's going to be a great match. We got some great promos here. And also, we had a segment with Mick Foley later on in the show where he gave him a baseball bat with barbed wire on it. I mean, it feels like WrestleMania season when you get segments like that. So that was absolutely freaking insane. I really enjoyed this bit, and it's great to see Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw. Also, we then got Ryback defeating Sin Cara. So Ryback, he's now officially turned heel. He's getting wins left, right, and centre. Here he defeats Sin Cara, so he's sending a message to Kalisto saying he wants a match at WrestleMania for the US title. He did a promo after the match saying he wanted that match. He also did 2 shell shocks to Sin Cara. So this is kind of a new gimmick for Ryback. He turns up, beats the hell out of people, does 2 bloody shell shocks, so he looks like an absolute beast, and then challenges Kalisto for the US title. So he does look like a badass, but all the matches he's had since turning heel, I haven't been that entertained with. I wasn't that entertained with this match, so it was fairly disappointing. So I think people are a bit scared to see Ryback face Kalisto at WrestleMania. They don't think it's going to be a great match. I'm not too convinced it's going to be a great match either. We're going to have to see. I don't think Ryback's that great on the mic either, so it confuses me why they keep having him talk on the microphone. But we'll see how it transpires. But what I've seen from Ryback since he's turned heel hasn't been that impressive. His matches haven't been that entertaining, and yeah, I'm not too excited about that match at WrestleMania. Is it really a WrestleMania worthy match? Not really, but we'll have to see how it goes. It seems like that's what they want to do, so we're going to have to go with it. And then we had Stephanie McMahon come down to the ring to introduce Triple H as the WWE Champion. He says people hope Roman Reigns will be the one to finally defeat the Authority, but they were then interrupted by Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler gets called a failure by Stephanie McMahon, and Ziggler says he'll never quit. This is what he loves. He'll do it until the day he dies. And basically, Stephanie McMahon says Dolph Ziggler will challenge Triple H tonight, and if Dolph Ziggler wins, he gets to choose what match he has at WrestleMania, excluding the WWE Championship match. So we did later get Triple H against Dolph Ziggler. I'll talk about that later on because that match was awesome. But anyway, what I thought about this promo, at the start of it, it's kind of the same old stuff we've been seeing. I mean, it's 3 years now since we've seen the Authority, and it's kind of the same old crap over and over again. Like, yeah, we're the Authority, we're in charge, everybody has to bow down to us. It's the same old crap over and over again. And then when Dolph Ziggler came out, it really did feel a bit out of place. I mean, we barely see Dolph Ziggler on TV. When we do, he's always losing, and then he's gonna, interrupt Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, which just felt a little bit out of place, didn't make a lot of sense. And then Stephanie gives him a match against Triple H where, Dolph Ziggler could technically beat the WWE Champion. It didn't really make that much sense. I suppose we did get a good match in the end, but felt a bit out of place. It was kind of the same old stuff we've really been seeing from the Authority for the last 3 years, so it didn't do much for me, but it did create a great match later on in the show, so I'm not going to hate on it too much, but yeah. So the next match, we got Sami Zayn defeating The Miz, which makes sense because Sami Zayn's just returned last week, and he's obviously picking up all the wins to get some momentum heading into WrestleMania. Kind of funny that The Miz was distracted by Kevin Owens, which allowed Sami Zayn to get the win. That was a bit confusing because Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens don't like each other, but here The Miz gets distracted by Kevin Owens, and Owens kind of helps Sami Zayn get the win here. But at the end of the day, it's great to see Sami Zayn in the WWE, and this was actually quite a great match. It was short, but it was sweet. So it was short and sweet. I liked it. I thought it was pretty entertaining. I can't wait to see Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. We're still not really clear on who will be facing Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Is it going to be Sami Zayn? Is it going to be Miz and Sami Zayn? Is it going to be Neville, Sami Zayn, Miz, and Kevin Owens? Who knows? It's not really clear yet. I hope it's going to be Sami Zayn against Owens in a one-on-one match, but we don't know. But overall, this was a great match. I really enjoyed it. I wish it was a bit longer because I think Miz, he's really underrated in the ring, and this was a good match. They had some decent chemistry as well, so I'd probably like to see this match again because I thought it was pretty good. Also, the next match we had was Team Bad defeating Alicia Fox and Brie Bella. So the story of this match was really Brie Bella and Lana, because Brie Bella was distracted by Lana on the apron, which allowed Naomi and Tamina to finish Brie Bella off. So it does look like we're sort of getting a feud between the two for WrestleMania. Is Team Bad going to join Lana? I'm not sure what they're going to do with this. We had a backstage segment with all of them, and Paige, it feels like Lana's going to join Team Bad, but does anybody really give a crap? I mean, it's WrestleMania season. This doesn't really feel like a WrestleMania moment or match or feud. Who gives a shit? I really don't care. So we're going to swiftly move on from that. The next thing we had was something else which doesn't really feel like a WrestleMania feud. The Usos against the Dudley Boys. So the Dudley Boys were on commentary. It sounds like we're getting the Usos against the Dudley Boys at WrestleMania. Who gives a shit? They turned heel on the Usos weeks ago. I think it was like almost 2 months ago, was it, that the Dudley Boys turned heel? And now all of a sudden, when finally getting the Usos against the Dudley Boys at WrestleMania, who gives a shit? And then the Usos defeated Adam Rose and Bo Dallas. Who gives a shit? We don't care about the social outcasts. They're absolute trash. They're embarrassing. Halfway through the match, they all ran around the ring. I mean, that's cringy. This makes me question why I'm still watching wrestling when I see grown adults running around a wrestling ring on live television. Facepalm. Anyway, the only good thing about this match is we saw like 10 super kicks. The Usos send a message to the Dudley Boys by defeating Adam Rose and Bo Dallas with the Uso Splash. But at the end of the day, this feud between the Usos and the Dudley Boys, it should have ended months ago. I'm not too excited about it either. Doesn't really feel like a WrestleMania moment. Who cares about the Usos at this point? They're pretty boring. All they do is hit super kicks and go, ooh, so. They're not interesting anymore. They've never changed their gimmick. They're kind of the same old thing over and over again. Who cares? This was a bit of a waste of time. And it was even more of a waste of time when they were facing the social outcasts, who literally nobody cares about. The next match was easily the best match of the night. It was Triple H against Dolph Ziggler. So Ziggler hit Triple H with a super kick, but could only get a 2 count. Triple H then hit a pedigree for the win in similar fashion to how he beat Dean Ambrose at Roadblock, because Ziggler was just getting back in the ring. Ziggler loses after being hit with the pedigree. I was kind of like, when Ziggler got beat, because the crowd were really into it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great, but when Triple H won, I was like, kind of felt like a bit of a waste of time, because yeah, it kind of makes sense Triple H wins here, but I was just like, is that it? But the match was actually really good. It was just kind of annoying that Dolph Ziggler, he gets all these opportunities and just always loses. It's kind of his gimmick at this point, and it's just really frustrating to see him getting treated the same way over and over and over again, where he literally just jobs, and he could be doing a hell of a lot better, because he put on a great match with Triple H. Here, I thought it was absolutely amazing. But what happened after this match was absolutely sick. Roman Reigns is finally back, and he gets his revenge on Triple H. Now, this was actually absolutely awesome, because this is what we saw at TLC last year, and everybody loved it. Everybody was behind Roman Reigns. He went on, I think he was over for like 2 weeks, where he just was an absolute badass. He beat everybody up. He looks cool. He beat everybody up. He left. He didn't say anything, but he looked like an absolute badass. That was at TLC. And then he was really over at that point, and then he never did anything similar to that. And then he did the same thing tonight, and everybody loved it. He's completely over. It's awesome. It's insane. It's what we want to see Roman Reigns doing, and he gets over with it. So why aren't they doing this on a weekly basis? Why are they having Roman Reigns be the underdog and doing crappy promos when it seems to me that he gets over when he turns up, beats people up, he's an absolute badass. He gets over doing that. He doesn't get over doing crappy promos and being the underdog. We saw at TLC, if you want to get him over, you've got to put him over as being a badass. It worked at TLC, but they haven't done anything like they did at TLC until tonight, which is just so frustrating. I mean, it was great what we saw at TLC. He finally got over. And then we had to wait 3 months until we saw him do something similar tonight. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it clearly works, him doing this badass gimmick, but for some reason, they completely forgot how he got over in the first place at TLC, and finally they did it again on tonight's Monday Night Raw, and it really worked. This was cool. This was awesome. They gave us a reason to like Roman Reigns. He's a badass, he turns up, he beats people, he leaves. This makes sense. Roman Reigns is not an underdog. He doesn't look like an underdog. Jesus, he's got muscles up to here. He's not an underdog. It's cringy. He's not the next John Cena. He is Roman Reigns. He turns up, he beats people. That's cool. That's what people want to see. So it's frustrating to see it took them 3 months to do something similar to what they did at TLC. Makes no sense. They need to do this every single week up until WrestleMania. And maybe there's a chance people can get behind Roman Reigns. Maybe. Hopefully. Maybe. I'm not saying he will, but this is the right way they should be going. But it still begs the question, this match between Triple H and Dolph Ziggler was great, really good. Triple H's match with Dean Ambrose at Roadblock was great, really good, and fans loved both matches. They were really into it. Now, the crowd was pretty shit tonight, but they did get pretty loud for Dolph Ziggler in that match. So, why are they forcing us to like Roman Reigns? Why are they forcing us, convincing us that Triple H against Roman Reigns is the main event of WrestleMania, when they could quite easily have done Dolph Ziggler against Triple H in the main event of WrestleMania this year. They could have done Dean Ambrose against Triple H in the main event of WrestleMania this year. But for some reason, they still think Roman Reigns against Triple H is what we want to see. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, Roman Reigns, he needs to do this every single week. This is what's going to get him over, not being the underdog. Do it every week. This was great. I loved it. I want to see it next week as well, because this was awesome. I'm probably going to rewatch it as well, because that was sick. Anyway, the next match was Neville defeating Chris Jericho via disqualification, when basically Chris Jericho shoved the referee. He then cut a very bad promo. Well, he cut a very dastardly promo on AJ Styles. It was a good promo. Chris Jericho, he's perfect at doing heel turns. On SmackDown, he burnt a t-shirt. On this week's Raw, he cut a great promo. He shoved the stairs. He shoved the referee. He just knows how to do a heel turn. He's brilliant at it. He's probably one of the best heels in the WWE. He gets it right every single time. He's absolutely fantastic. So I really like this. AJ Styles comes out and does his Superman punch after he jumped off the ropes. Awesome. Are we going to get AJ against Jericho at WrestleMania? Is anybody excited about that? I mean, we've seen it all before. Dudley's against Usos. Meh. What else are we getting? We're getting, there's another match. Ryback against Kalisto. Meh. AJ against Chris Jericho. Yes, it'll be a good match, but we've seen it all before. It's a really weak WrestleMania card this year. But anyway, Jericho, he knows how to do a heel turn, and it's nice to see. Then we got the last segment on Monday Night Raw. We got Vince McMahon coming out, then The Undertaker. Vince McMahon says, "Don't you ever put your hands on me again." Undertaker takes his hat and jacket off and advances towards Vince McMahon. McMahon says that some might call his partnership with The Undertaker an unholy alliance, but he calls it best for business. And then Shane McMahon comes out. It just never gets old hearing Shane McMahon's music hit and Shane McMahon coming out. It's a bit of a shame the crowd didn't react. They were absolutely awful apart from the Triple H match, but Shane McMahon comes out and basically calls Undertaker Vince's bitch. Taker chokeslams Shane McMahon after Shane McMahon was pushed by Vince McMahon into the Undertaker. That was insane. I mean, there's nothing Vince McMahon won't do to get his own way. He pushes his own son into the Undertaker. I thought this was insane. This was really entertaining. Undertaker then chokeslams Shane McMahon. He goes after Vince as well, but Vince McMahon gets out of the ring. Great segment. I really like this. We finally got a stare down between between Undertaker and Shane. We've been wanting it for weeks. We finally got it. We got Undertaker chokeslamming Vince McMahon. Undertaker chokeslamming Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon tried to attack the Undertaker. He couldn't do it. Begs the question, is Shane going to win at WrestleMania? It doesn't look like it is. He chokeslams Shane McMahon here. What's going to happen at WrestleMania? Great tension built here. I'm really excited for WrestleMania. This match is going to be great. At the end of the day, they still didn't answer the question, why is Undertaker fighting for Vince McMahon? Undertaker can do what he wants. He can do what he wants, but why is Undertaker fighting for Vince McMahon? Is Vince McMahon going to put Undertaker's job on the line? Because basically, Undertaker went after Vince McMahon tonight. Is Vince going to put Undertaker's job on the line? Is he going to make him fight for his job? Who knows? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Why is Undertaker fighting for Vince McMahon? That is the one thing which is letting down this feud. But at the end of the day, pretty solid Monday Night Raw. We saw Shane McMahon getting chokeslammed by Undertaker. We saw a great Triple H and Dolph Ziggler match. A great Tag Team Championship match. I really enjoyed this week's Monday Night Raw. We got Mick Foley. Overall, it was a very solid Monday Night Raw. So I hope you guys have in fact enjoyed today's video. It finally feels like we're on the road to WrestleMania. Roadblock's out the way. WrestleMania is just around the corner. It feels like it. I really enjoyed Raw. 8 out of 10 is going to get from me. Leave your ratings and comments below. Smash the likes, guys. Take care. Spike your hair.